Live, a little NASCAR 07 Whelen Modified Series action. First time on the channel, we will race the Modified Series on this game. And for those of you wondering if I have ever raced the Modified Series on this game, yes, it's been a very long time. So I definitely had to get some practice laps in before the start of this one, especially with the abrupt change to the schedule this week. I did put a post in the community tab just before the start of the stream. And obviously, for those of you that stuck out last night's Busch Series race stream at Charlotte, at the end of it, we found out that the Old Spice Speedway race was 233 laps on a 1.5-mile road course. So with that being the case, a 350-mile road course event, it's going to take about 3 hours plus. Not going to be able to do that on a work night for myself because if the race doesn't get done between 9 and 10, I will not have eaten by that point, obviously, because I don't even get home from work until about 5:15. So, with that being said, we've got the Modified Series, races 1 and 2, Richmond, 75 laps for race 1. I don't know the race lengths of each race, and we will still have 450% races on the season. So, with that being said, we will be qualifying in some races, maybe not in some, like the second race of the doubleheader, or maybe not always going to qualify. And we may have a 50% race mixed with a 100% race, or 2 100% races, 2 50% races. I'm not sure exactly how the split just depends on the race length, because obviously with these race lengths being short, there isn't even a pit stop in any of these races. Therefore, there probably won't be a whole lot of tire fall off, I would imagine. And then obviously we'll have to see how that plays out. Maybe there will be tire fall off, but needless to say, 75 laps here for race 1. And let's get into this. And this is the first of 4 50% races on the season. Ryan Berwick, Billy Kramer, Wade, thanks for tuning in. This is not the Busch Series. What is this? This is the Modified Series. I thought you were at the end of the stream last night. I just prefaced why we're racing this. I'm not going to repeat myself. Here we go. Let's just get into the racing. We've got 2 races. They might be short. They might be long. We'll test it out here for night 1 to see what kind of length we'll have with 2 races. And we might crash already. Not a good start. Already lost the lead from the pole. A lot of contact. Still trying to get used to these cars. Well, it was good to qualify on the pole. And at least we didn't crash because there's no cautions in this series. So if you crash, you're pretty much done. Good luck coming back. Especially tonight. Short race. Richmond's probably my best track on this game, so it's a good track to start off with. And it was going to be a custom schedule season until I realized I didn't have the fantasy tracks unlocked because I had to start a new profile to run multiple seasons at the same time on the game, because it doesn't allow you to run like multiple seasons and save them under one profile on the game. So, unfortunately, I didn't have as many drivers to pick to drive as. And I figured I'd challenge myself by taking the driver with the worst stats, I guess, on a track-by-track basis. Give ourselves maybe the toughest challenge. I think we're clearly going to be the best car in this first race at the very least. This might be the only race we win all season. Who knows? Now, I'll probably win more than one race. Might be doubting myself a little bit. I cut myself enough slack for how good I actually am, despite the shakiness on the opening lap. I didn't make any adjustments from practice into qualifying, but for some reason, I felt like I had more grip in qualifying than I did in practice. I felt like I was very tight, like all the way around the corner in practice. I didn't really have to work through any traffic at that point. Another reason why I probably made contact. These cars are wider than they appear. And there's just so much mechanical grip. Like, I forgot that we could fly on some of these bigger ovals like this. Like, this is about as big of an oval as we're going to have. We'll have a couple 1-mile racetracks, Milwaukee, New Hampshire on the schedule also, but 3/4 mile at Richmond. Yeah, it's going to be some fast laps. 19 sixes. Good luck running a sub 20-second lap time even in a cup car here. I don't care what age of NASCAR it is. And all the horsepower. They weren't running these lap times. Those cars are too heavy. These things are light. There's a lot of downforce. There's quite a bit of horses. What, you thought they were going to pull you over? I had that once on the highway before. I was driving up to Detroit, actually. I forget if it was for a WWE event. I was going to Little Caesars Arena this one time, and I was just in the left lane, I-75, going northbound. And I thought they were trying to pull me over because there were a bunch of lights that I just randomly saw pulling up behind me. And he got, like, I was trying to get out of the way. He was, like, following me from lane to lane to lane to get, like, basically over to the right shoulder. Then he just, like, drove on by me. I'm like, well, okay. Guess he wasn't pulling me over. I was confused. Like, I was, like, legitimately, like, slowing down. I almost wonder if he was trying to catch up to somebody. I didn't see him at all, like, prior to that, so I don't know if it was, like, one of those speed check things. Or he may have been, like, sitting in the middle of the highway with the radar gun. I didn't see him at all. But I almost wonder if maybe that was the case and he thought that I might have been the car speeding, and then when he read the tags, maybe not. I have no clue. I just thought it was odd. Like, I was backing it way down. I mean, I was, like, legitimately in the process of pulling over. And he just goes right around me. He turns his lights off. Flies past me. Like, alright. This was a while ago. I think it was before I started the channel, honestly. It was a long time ago. I actually forgot about it until you just mentioned something like that in the chat. And for some reason, I just remembered it all of a sudden. Any gas limits? No, there's no pit stops. No pit stops. These are straightforward races, zero strategy. They're all sprints. $19.5 that last lap. Sister got pulled over and blamed you for everything. All right. Oh, that doesn't make any sense. Hey, if she wasn't driving, that would be the only logical explanation on her behalf. Yeah, I am doing it Friday. I put a community tab post up not long before the start of the stream. I can't get to it on a work night. I mentioned that at the end of the stream yesterday. That race is going to take 3 to 4 hours. I just don't have that time. It's the reason why, for the most part, I don't even do cup races during the week either. Unless I know I'm getting to a short one. Nope, no cautions. No cautions, no pit stops. So you definitely don't want to get in an incident. There's one driver out of the race with an engine failure. I saw him blowing a motor on the back straightaway a few laps ago. Already lap 24 of 75. We should catch lap traffic, I would imagine, in 75 laps. Obviously, there's only 22 cars in a field, so it's not like, you know, in the Busch Series, for instance, a 43-car field where we're just going to catch lap traffic at some point. Guaranteed. Not a guarantee here. 100% race, we definitely would, but 75 laps, I mean, it's not very long. We do have a few field passes to get through. We do have some teammates in the modified series. 3 of them, in fact. We have more teammates in this series than we did in the truck season and in the Busch season. And obviously Cup, with having no teammates driving, is Dave Blaney. I have no idea what the schedule's like on this game, by the way. So I knew Richmond was the first race because I started the season up last night to get it ready for today. But at the same time, after Richmond, I have no idea. Because the names of the races, I don't even know because they're made up, basically. I would imagine that they're made up. Maybe at the real tracks like Richmond, maybe this was the name of the actual race itself, but there's only a couple racetracks on this season that are actual tracks on the NASCAR schedule. We got Richmond, Milwaukee's on there, IRP, Martinsville, New Hampshire. I think that's it. Rockingham, I guess technically, because it's the All-State Speedway on this game, but which that's basically going to be a pack race with these things. I mean, Milwaukee and New Hampshire might be that track. I mean, that's a mile and a quarter. Mile and a third, I think. Or you know what? No, now that I think about it, Rockingham was only a 1 mile track, wasn't it? The race was almost, it was like barely over a mile because the races were like 397 laps in Cup to make up for an even 400 miles. Or 393 or something like that. I think it was 97. Whoa, this is weird. I don't know if I like it. It's messing me up. I don't think I've ever driven the in-car cam in this game. I don't remember this. I mean, it makes sense because they have like a graded shield. I don't like how it's tinted. It's tinted, and I'm driving in the dark because it's a night race. I guess Nazareth's on the schedule too, so I guess that would have been a real track. Now that I think about it. Oh, I didn't even see your comment, Michael. Mentioned it before I did. Just saw it. Tell you what, you're going so fast through the middle of the corner here. I'm very jumpy with the race car. Like, it'll kind of push out a little wide in the center of the corner. I just have to kind of let it. There's no traffic around me. Because I need to just stay in the gas as much as possible and keep the momentum up on these bigger tracks with these cars. Like this one. So if I feel like it's going to get tight, I'm just kind of letting it. If it's anything too major, I'll get out of the gas, but I haven't had to do that yet. Yeah, it was hard for me to focus on that line with the in-car cam, to be completely honest. That was bad. I don't remember it being like that. I don't know if Watkins Glen's going to be on this schedule either, because you can race at Watkins Glen with the modified series on this game, but I don't know if they actually put it on the season schedule. So that could be another actual track that we go to. I definitely don't remember it being on the career mode. But I don't know if I've ever really done a regular season mode like this with the modifieds. The only time I ever raced the modifieds on these EA games were in the career mode when you were working your way up the ladder. In the dark with my eyes closed? Why do I have to be in the dark? If I'm closing my eyes, I don't think that would make any difference. Should I drive this thing blindfolded? I'd be chastining it against the wall like every lap. Until the car detonates. If I have the damage turned off, I guess that'd be the only way I'd be able to do it. Be a lot of yellows. Plowing into the back of cars on the straightaway. I'd probably end up DNFing it. So, well, I guess I couldn't if I have the damage turned off. I was going to say I'll hit a car hard enough at some point, I would think, but... I think that would be the only way I'd survive and actually get a good result. Or a result in general. .30 to go. Obviously, already clinched the most laps led all but the first few from this race. Kind of spun the tires on the initial start after contact with the front row car for qualifying on the pole. That's one thing, though. Literally every single race we go to is going to be a mystery. I know the racetrack that we'll start the stream off with, based off of obviously finishing the race the night before, but second race of every stream, I think is going to be a wild card for sure. All right, let's get our field passes out of the way here. I think this is Nate Beasley, if I remember correctly, from my scroll through the actual driver list. I think he's in the 113. All fantasy drivers, by the way, in these cars. Wow, I got loose. Real loose off turn 4. This car's edgy. Off of turn 2 in particular is where I'm getting really loose with this car. Oh boy, got a little loose off turn 4 also. I'm glad my car doesn't drive like this. My goodness. I wouldn't make it the whole race. Somehow still pulling the car that just passed for 4th behind us. I'm burping the throttle and point to the corner. You shouldn't be burping the throttle. Maybe this guy's tires are wearing out. I almost wrecked. Almost wrecked as I was trying to swap back to this guy. Was in 13th. Whoa, what's he doing? Is he trying to wreck us? Or did he just overdrive the corner? I gave him room. I went to the outside because I felt he got his nose underneath this. This guy's loose too. What is up with these fantasy drivers? Let him go. Hold on to it. This car might be even worse. Probably why he's back in 13th. And up to the 10th place car. This car feels a lot more stable. Making some ground up. Able to roll the inside quite a bit better through the center of the corner. Contact wasn't ideal. Geez, that guy gave me no room to make that corner. Did I accidentally make contact with him off the corner? I mean, I was clearly there, and he was giving me no lane to try to make that pass. Getting down to the finish of the race. Go one more lap, and then we'll transfer back to us at the front of the field. Still out in front. Trying to make the move now through 3 and 4. Got it. Oh, that was a lap car the whole time, too. Imagine being a lap car and just door slamming the guy trying to pass you on the lead lap. All right, still about a 3.5 second lead. 11 laps to go. Out in front of the field. Got some clean air around us. There's not really many adjustment changes you can make to these cars. When I was teetering around with it in qualifying, like you can't adjust the fender flare at all on the downforce side of things. Really didn't make many changes anyways from what the preset was. This car was just quick. I mean, if that's going to be the case in every single race, makes our lives a little easier. Honestly, these races scare me probably the most. It's the fact that they're short and they're caution-free. Because if I get caught up in a wreck in the races I don't qualify on the pole in, that's where we can lose a ton of points in one race. And it's only a 16-race season, so you can't really afford to do that at all. Like, we have to run probably top 5 every race. Lead some laps at the very least, you know, every race. So being 1 for 1, that's nice. Five laps to go. Once again, for those of you just tuning in, don't go anywhere. We still will have one more race. This is the first race of the stream. 19.484 at last lap. Back to about a 4-second lead again. White flag this time by. I mean, our eyes have to be peeled too. Because again, no caution. Somebody wrecks right in front of you. Good luck trying to miss it. We'll have cars pile in. We will see wrecks like that throughout the season. I've seen it before playing these games in the past. Especially on the initial start when everybody's doubled up. Checkered flag. All right, winner at Richmond. Stu Floyd. That's our driver's name, by the way. Forgot to mention that. Actually, I forgot what our first name was, to be completely honest. That's why I didn't mention it. Stu Floyd. I remember seeing the name Floyd at the top of the speed charts in practice and qualifying, but then I didn't actually look at anything else. They had a couple teammates finish in the top 10. Nate Beasley is in the 113. I remember that. Alan Walker is in the 115. I'll try to remember that. He finishes 7th. Nate Beasley in 5th. You got Clint Ferguson finishing in 2nd. Marvin Humphreys 3rd. Rhett Simmons 4th. Beasley 5th. Camden Barnes 6th. Alan Walker 7th. Joey Patterson 8th. Mark Dyer 9th. And Brady Riley rounding out the top 10. Kind of funny. I actually had a strength and fitness coach that was named Mark Dyer at our high school growing up. Cool to see he's in the Whelen Modified series. All right, 72 laps led out of 75 from the pole. 3 laps led for Humphreys. And pretty straightforward there. Our other teammate finished in 14th. That was Lou Stanton. And the only driver that DNF was a guy by the last name Gonzalez. We have to learn all these names on the fly as best as we possibly can. 16 laps completed for Gonzalez. Oh, how many cars finished on the lead lap? I didn't see that. And 18 cars finished on the lead lap out of 22. 3 lead changes, no cautions. Our average race speed, 136.28 miles per hour, 24 minutes, 45 seconds on this one. 4.4 second margin of victory. All right, well, we got the early season points lead. Obviously, one race in, everything's going to be tight. It's going to be tight for most of the season. As short as the season is. Where is race 2? Race 2 is at Milwaukee. So this will be another 50% race then. 75 laps, the Badger State 150. So we start off at 2 tracks that are, I'm not going to put that there. Two real racetracks. get my season statistics in here. It's just so I have them. I'm not going to put the point standings at the top of the screen in this stream after the first race. I'll just wait till the start of the stream tomorrow night to do that. All right, let's get into race 2 here. 75 laps at the Milwaukee Mile. Stu Floyd with the W. All right. I think we'll make this race a little tougher on us. We'll start at the back. I mean, you really have to guess on the setup. I just want grip, especially starting at the back of the pack for the second race. Just give me grip. Corbin Butler, thanks for tuning in tonight. Green flag in the air. We're underway at the Milwaukee Mile. Why starting at the back? Because make it a little tougher on ourselves here. This thing feels stuck to the track. That's good. I need room. I'm definitely going to have to be aggressive with the contact. It's tough wheel to wheel because this is open wheel. Because I do not want to hit that inside wall going into turn 1 and wreck myself. So if they're not giving me the room when I'm underneath them, you have to make the room. Like that time I had room from underneath. I overdrove the corner. That's right. We're clear into 17th. We're good. We're good. Ah. Sorry. Back end got loose on me driving down into turn 1 there. Tight one corner, loose the next. Stay in that draft. This thing's tight. I think it's tighter than it was the last race. Oh. I thought things were going by all right. They were until they weren't. It's so hard to hold a straight line in the center of the corner with these things. I'm just not used to them. They drive so much different from the other series on this game. It's gonna take me a few streams, I think, to get used to these things. 3 wide up here. They're slowing each other up a bit. Want me to catch back up to this kind of mini group of cars. Oh boy. 3 wide and tight. That was tough to do. 3 wide at Milwaukee with these cars. That just, you're asking for trouble. There's no way we were going to get through that corner without contact being made. This car is so evil. I'm not clear on him. I have to give him room. Sorry. Bouncing off of guys now. Oh! I think I missed the setup. I think that's just what it boils down to. I think overall I just missed the setup on this. Fine at Richmond. Not fine here. Yep. It takes you a minute to get your momentum back up and you miss a corner like that. Give me clear. Of course, my way clear. That didn't work. I'm sorry. We're going to end up wrecking here before long. Driving it off of everything. What a struggle. I can't keep this thing in a straight line. If it's not tight, I'm too free on entry. This car is evil. Bouncing off of everything. You had a long race yet. Can't afford to just damage it. Here we go. Get 2 of them. I didn't stick. Didn't stick that time. I'm having a hard time trying to put consecutive fast laps together. John Fleming, thanks for tuning in to Look Like Me on Friday night. Oh boy. Hopefully as long as it's not behind the wheel. I was committed to there being a little bit of contact there. Definitely was. Up to 12th. I mean, it's a slow climb, but we're getting there. Car's fast. If I could just keep it in a straight line, this thing doesn't handle well. Probably going to get worse and worse and worse as the run carries it. That was me. I was not clear yet. I was not clear when I pulled up. And we've cracked the top 10. There was not a lot of room to make that corner. I knew that was going to be really tight. That was pinching me down on the bottom of the racetrack. Move my teammate out of the way. And I'm going to go up the track too. Got back to the bottom to block in time at the very least. All right. This car ain't going to look pretty at the end of this one, but we're giving it all she's got. Those leaders are way ahead of what looks like the front of this pack. Just a handful of cars up from where we're at in the running order. There's a couple of them that are just pulled away. Those guys are going to be tough to catch because there's not going to be enough drafting help if we can get past all these other cars in front of us. Start of a new season? Yeah, race 2. First race at Richmond, we won from the pole, led 72 of 75 laps. This one starting at the back. Our way up to 9th, kind of stalling out here. I mean, the handling is obviously way worse than it was at Richmond. Richmond, I was fine. Not here. Wheel-to-wheel action. Jay Gonzalez, he DNF'd at Richmond. He's trying to get a top 10. He's going to attempt a crossover. Cut him off. 50 to go. How many races? 16. Doing 2 races each stream, so we'll get the stream done in about 8 streams. I got up against the wall pretty hard once. Making contact with somebody. My right rear fender. We didn't hit extremely hard. Not enough to crash. .8 seconds off the lead. It's a little too much contact. Slowed us down. Right at the end of the front straightaway, couldn't stay underneath him into turn one. Pass engaged. Up to fourth. We'll get through our field passes now. Oh my gosh, this guy's in last. Nobody's out of the race to this point. All 22 cars are still in it. This guy's going to wreck. This guy's going to wreck. Oh, it snapped. Oh my gosh. It was a big hit. It was a big hit. That was evil. You know what? Before I ruin this guy's day too bad, it's going to swap back to me. I don't know what it is with the field. We might not have to do field passes in this series. I think we're going to have to stay away from them. That was really loose at Richmond. It was bearable to drive. That was unbearable. I could not drive that car. Enough of that. Yeah, he's on his own now. I think it was sliding sideways the whole corner. $40 laps, I mean, that's plenty of time. 3.2 seconds off the lead. Failed pass attempt. He was looking low on entry, then he pushed wide through the center. Overdriving the car, trying to get alongside the 113, and that opened up an opportunity for our man Stu, not Flew. Oh, and I just about wrecked my teammate and myself. Well, shoot. That is what wheel-to-wheel contact will do sometimes. I feel like my right front tire just got hooked on his left rear. It didn't take much. Lost a lot of time off of that. 4.1 seconds off the lead. That ain't going to help either. Oh my gosh. I'm going to break something in this car. Many times as I've hit the wall. I've probably hit the wall more times in this race than I could ever remember hitting a wall in a single season. My point exact. I think that guy just flipped. No, he didn't. He just hit hard. I'm throwing this thing away now. Oh my gosh. Get back in rhythm. I'm still in 8th. One bad corner. Oh, and that guy just held up a bunch of cars. Well, we got 2 spots back. One of them that blew an engine, and the driver that was just in front of us for position. Oh, they're wadding up. big time. Second half of that corner. How stacked up the back half of the field is. 7.1 seconds off the lead. Oh, if the race leader gets caught up behind him. Hang on. There's no cautions in the series, remember? Oh, yeah, leader got caught up. I don't know if he's going to get the pit road by the time we get to him or not. Nope, not yet. We got to run. Look out. We're back in it. And we got a spot up to fifth. I didn't even have to lift. I just kind of got back up to speed like right as I caught him. We're only 1.8 off the lead now. I was 7 seconds back. Bit of a miracle there. Win one race and wreck out in race two. Not yet, man. We are in this thing. And we're back in the top 5. A little bit of luck. This is doable. We still got 31 laps left. Stu Floyd with a run. Going for third. He's got it. Stu. Don't hit that wall. Oh, we're shoving. At least I kept it out of the outside wall that time. Two corners in a row now on that end of the track. Just went straight. Because the mid-corner speeds are up compared to what I'm used to at these racetracks. I mean, we're running a couple seconds faster a lap in these cars here at Milwaukee than what I would if I was in a Cup car. I'm probably running like 27s. My reaction time's not quick enough. Catch when the car's getting a little tight or a little loose. Wow, up to second after everything we've endured in this one. Some would say I have no business being up here. I would agree. I mean, we were 7 seconds off the lead, and we cut that deficit by 5.5 seconds or so, give or take. That one car that blew an engine and held everybody up in 3 and 4. Held the back half of the field up in 1 and 2. Can Stu Floyd run down the leader? Can't hold a straight line with this thing. Hope it's just this track. Because I did not have a bad job at Richmond. I will say this car feels more planted in the track than it did at Richmond, but that doesn't seem to be helping me. Yes, Simmons. Simmons leading the way. Little run to the bottom. Didn't get the corner exit speed off turn 2 to stay with him. Running a little bit off the inside through 3 and 4. Big dive to the bottom. Lane is there. He's going to have to give me room or we're not going to make this corner. Okay, he gave me room and I still roughed him off. Not clear. Okay, yep, we are clear. I pushed after I clipped the apron a little bit. Well, now we got to hold on to this thing. Draft is so vital at this racetrack, how big it is. As it would be in real life, really. If you've ever watched a New Hampshire modified series, I highly recommend go watching it. Basically like a super speedway on a 1 mile oval. And not like the time that the Cup Series had the restrictor plates on their cars back in 2000. I'm talking like a legitimate pack race. Hail Melon's not going to work here. I'm barely lifting, if any at all. There's like hardly any lifting with these cars. Oh, we're 3. I didn't know we were 3. Oh, no. We got a wreck. We're sitting backwards. Oh, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. Come on. Get it going. Get it going. Get it going. Oh, my gosh. Yep. That is, we go from first to last. Just like that. I didn't know we were 3 wide. I didn't. Oh man, this thing's loose now. I shot the tires. This car is so free. Drove it straight into the inside wall. Well, we gotta get as many spots back as we possibly can here. I don't know how nobody else really hit me. I mean, it was just that one car I tangled with, and everybody else got by to the inside. I was just waiting for a gigantic pile up on the back straightaway. There's so much smoke. I went to turn around. I was so scared. I was just trying to get off the high side. No cautions in this game. Or I should say in this series. I'm trying. I'm so loose now. I can't even hold it. We got to wreck again. Jesus. That first spin, these tires are shot. I'm starting to contemplate if I have damage on. It should be on. I was really hoping I could catch up to the back of the pack and get some positions back. Well, I got the lead laps. Got 5 bonus points. Led a couple of them. Yeah, from winning one race to wrecking the next. Not the way we needed to start this season. That's for sure. do my best to run as smoothly as possible. I mean, maybe we catch up to a couple of these cars. And every position matters. So you got to think too, with only 22 cars in the field, although it may not look like I'm going to lose a whole lot of points in this race, because I'll still be probably double-digit points off the lead. There's going to be a lot of drivers between us and the points lead, even after winning race 1. To get a ton of points back, race over race. So difficult. Well, I said at the start of the stream, we got to be top 5, top 10 every race, and here we are in race 2 in 20th. Oh, man. Whew. That was not a block. I got sideways. And then I go straight up the hill. Things all over the place. Running out of laps to get around these guys. Maybe somebody else blows a motor and holds cars up again. I mean, that's probably asking for a lot, but 4 to go at the line. Well, I mean, we got a few of them. Get at least one more here. Try to get 15th. I'm trying. I don't know if I got enough laps to get this next spot. Snappy off turn 4. White flag for the leaders. Keep glancing up at the track map to see if somebody's slow. I'm not noticing it. One lap to get this guy for 14th. Through the draft in 1 and 2. Running out of time. I don't know if I'm going to have the speed down the straightaway to get him. I wanted to make sure I was going to get him. He probably would have got me if we went heads up there to the line. All right, 14th. Camden Barnes, your race winner. And race 2 here tonight at Milwaukee. Mark Dyer finishes 2nd. Rodney Clay 3rd. Nate Beasley in 4th. Rhett Simmons 5th. Jamie Gonzalez 6th. Clint Ferguson 7th. Lyle White in 8th. Alan Walker 9th. And Stu Floyd, 14th. 14 laps led for Camden Barnes, who started 2nd. He gets the win. 4 laps led for Dyer. 54 for Simmons. He led the most. I think he got in the wreck with me. I think when we were 3 wide, I think that's how he lost the lead. He got it corrected. He didn't really spin out. He just kind of bounced off of me a couple times. Joey Patterson rounds out the top 10. Stanton, one of our teammates, back at 17th there. He was the one that was in last. He actually came from quite a ways back, considering I wrecked with him. 3 laps led for us, got 5 bonus points. 10th of a second margin of victory at the front of the field. Still pretty close there. 32 minutes, 35 seconds. Total time on this race, 138.1 miles per hour. And obviously no cautions with the 3 lead changes. We'll take a look at the points damage. Next race at Martinsville, under the lights. So that'll be tomorrow night. Oh, we're only 19 points back? I was expecting worse. It must have been a flip then. We might have had a lot of guys that finished in the back one race and in the front another. Yeah, the fact I came out of that first and 14th and we're only 19 points back, tied for 3rd. Camden Barnes, who just won that second race as the points leader. I mean, I'll take that. I was expecting to be like 70 points back, to be completely honest. I thought we were going to be like right here in points. 10th, 11th, 12th, somewhere around there. All right, I'll take it. It makes me feel better going into Martinsville. Long season in the sense we have 14 races left yet, but short season overall. So, yeah, tomorrow night, Martinsville. Tough to tell exactly where the 4th race is going to be at, but going to be a fun one. 2 more coming your way. 6 p.m. Eastern. Same start time as what we had tonight. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good rest of your Tuesday.